Hello, and welcome to the Ben Wasserman Show. Yes, that's me. I'm Ben Wasserman. Thank you all for tuning in. Whether you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or you're watching on YouTube, or you're watching this live on Twitter, this is everywhere. So thank you very much if you are watching or listening to this big episode. Knicks get a huge Game 1 victory away at Cleveland. The Nets lose by 20 points. We don't expect much from the Nets this playoff series, but as I said last episode, it's just good that the Nets didn't totally collapse and miss the playoffs totally. Mets, Yankees, and then tomorrow I'm doing an episode which should be out the same day. It will be out the same day. If not, I promise you it will be out on Tuesday before noon, breaking down my predictions for the Devils, Rangers, and Islanders in the NHL playoffs. So I'm not going to talk hockey in this episode, but I will do a show tomorrow on Monday just about hockey. So I hope you all had an amazing weekend. It's currently Sunday night, 9:18 p.m. Let's start off talking about the New York Yankees. But first, I got to give a big shout out to two different, places / things. I'm a huge food junkie. I love eating food. I love trying new food. Food is amazing. This is a little bit of a tangent, but this is why I call this show the Ben Wasserman Show. This is why I do solo shows, because I could talk about anything. If I did this show with somebody else, that other person would say, Ben, stop talking about random things. But I'm not doing this show with anybody else. I can talk about whatever I want. So tonight, big shout out to my roommate, Chase. Chase, shout out to you. Chase made this whole beautiful plate of hibachi, noodles, rice, chicken, beef, shrimp. I owe him money. I still have to pay him. I will pay him, otherwise he'll come after me. But shout out to my roommate, Chase. The hibachi tonight was amazing. And then flash back to Saturday. Saturday was the blue and white game here in State College, here at Penn State. Blue and white game, if you guys don't know. Every college does it. They just call it different things. It's the last spring practice of the spring for college football teams, and they do it in the stadium. It's a big event. People tailgate. It's really, I don't want to say it's an excuse, but it's a good opportunity for people, one, to see the team with the new recruits, new players, whatnot, but two, to really tailgate and have some fun. I did not tailgate, but I did have some fun at the game and before the game at the little boardwalk. So at the boardwalk, and by the way, this is a tangent. If you guys don't like tangents, you could click back and come back in 5 minutes. But I had these cookies, Angela's cookies. There was a chocolate chip. There was a peanut butter. Shout out to Angela's Cookies for being at Penn State and allowing me to try the cookies. If you want to see how the cookies are, basically this whole story was an opportunity for me to plug my Instagram. If you want to watch my cookie review, go on my Instagram at ben.wasserman_. It was a hilarious review, and those reviews will continue to happen going forward. I am making it a mission to post a lot on Instagram. You guys know how much I post on Twitter and how much I post on TikTok, but I want to expand, right? My TikTok handle is Ben the Sports Guy. That's great. I am a sports guy, but I want to expand and I want to do content reviewing food, reviewing whatever. Tuesday, I'm going somewhere very special. You guys know exactly where that is. I will be at the Devils game. A lot of content there. Okay, that's enough with the food tangent. I had a great weekend. Great cookies at the blue and white game. Great hibachi tonight. And yes, that will conclude food tangents. We're already 4 minutes into this episode, and I have not said one thing about sports. Let me hit the comments section real quick. That's my roommate, Chase Nicolette. Shout out to him. He's an absolute god. Let's talk about sports. How about we? First thing, we're going to start off with baseball. We're going to start off with the Yankees, and we're going to start off by talking about the greatest pitcher in Major League Baseball. Let me go. Let me cook right now. Let me cook all off-season long. Garrett Cole, I see these top 10 lists in MLB Network. I see these top 10 lists of these random people on Twitter, and Garrett Cole was nowhere to be seen. And all offseason long, I'm here defending Garrett Cole. All last year, I'm defending Garrett Cole. You know what he does last year? He shoves in the playoffs. You know what he does this year so far? 4-0 with a sub-1 ERA. Oh, but it's just April. Shut up. You're a buffoon if you still think Garrett Cole is bad at pitching. You are a buffoon if you think Garrett Cole is bad at pitching. No sticky stuff, and he has the pitch clock, and he is dominating like he's never dominated before. 4-0, sub-1 ERA, 10 strikeouts today, 1 walk, 2 hits. Absolute masterclass. And right now, at this current moment, and really in general, Garrett Cole is the best pitcher in the major leagues. Shohei Ohtani's good. He's got great stats. But Garrett Cole is the ace, and this officially puts it to rest for now after a great playoff performances last year and a great start this year. Garrett Cole is the best pitcher in baseball. Boom, kahoot. Until he craps the bed, which he won't, then you could start talking. But that's it. I had to get that off my chest. All offseason long, nobody said Garrett Cole's name in the Cy Young conversation. Nobody said his name really in the top 10. I saw Corbin Burns. I saw Jacob deGrom. I saw Max Scherzer. Those guys are good. But I didn't see Garrett Cole. And he shoved today. Complete game shutout. I am so happy about it. So happy. Because I don't really have to defend him anymore. Now at this point, you can't not like him. Not only does he dominate on the field, but did you see after the game? Did you see him with his kid after the game? Amy, his wife, and Caden, his son, they were all together after the game. Oh my God, it makes me cry. Look at the shirt. Look at the shirt. Garrett Cole is my guy. I would defend him until the day I die. And right now, he is the greatest pitcher in Major League Baseball. Boom. Done. Yankees needed a win today to split the series. Yankees had bad news before the game with Giancarlo Stanton. G. Cole, the ace, gets the ball and says, hold my you-know-what. Hold my fruit punch. Aaron Boone, sit in the dugout. Okay, you could take a day off. I got it. And he got the job done. I mentioned Giancarlo Stanton injury. Let me get into that right now. Giancarlo Stanton injury, not good, obviously. But let's be honest to ourselves. We knew that Giancarlo Stanton was going to get injured at least one time this season. There's a reason some people say death, taxes, and Giancarlo Stanton getting injured. It's not good, and I don't want to, laugh about it, but we knew it was going to happen. Thankfully, it's early in the season. I'd rather Stanton get injured in April than get injured in October or September or August. And also, thankfully, the Yankees have depth in the outfield. They have Franchi Cordero. They have Willie Calhoun. They have Oswaldo Cabrera. And they do have a player that wears the number 31 named Aaron Hicks. As much as we don't like him, he does still play baseball, and he's still on the Yankees. They have depth. Giancarlo Stanton getting injured, not good, but, it is what it is. It's not horrible. The Yankees can still win without him. Let's be honest, this is a guy that doesn't really play the field that much. This is a guy that really just DHs. Yes, he was off to a very good start. He hit a bunch of home runs. I don't have the exact number off the top of my head, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? Yankees will be okay without him, and hopefully, it doesn't last a long time. I saw on Twitter, it's always funny when you have injuries. Like, it's a hamstring strain. It's a very common thing. Maybe not kind of in baseball, but it's a very common thing among the human population. And it's so funny on Twitter. People literally do a Google search. How long does it take a hamstring strain to heal? And they post it on Twitter, and they're like, I just did my research. He should be back in a month. It's literally hilarious. I think he will be back in a month. Hopefully not more than that. Mr. Google, Dr. Google says, I believe, 4 to 6 weeks. So that's a month and a half. It stinks, but, they got the depth, and it happens. Injuries happen. Joseph Vanacore, that is also my roommate. He commented a very bad thing. I'm not going to say. Okay, I will say. He said the Yankees stink. Joseph Vanacore, you cut it out. You cut out your bad behavior, please, okay, before I ban you. But yeah, Stanton's injury, yeah, it's unfortunate. Now, if you look at the Yankees, now I say this every single year, and I don't want to continue saying this, but if you look at the Yankees injured list compared to every other team in baseball's injured list, the Yankees injured list is literally an all-star team. Carlos Rodon, Luis Severino, Giancarlo Stanton, Harrison Bader. It's unreal. I don't want to call out people, but I just want to say this. I don't understand how so many Yankees players get injured so frequently. That's all I'm going to talk about when it comes to injuries. Stanton, get well soon. And listen, Stanton, if your hamstring strain doesn't unstrain soon, call my number. You can get my hamstring. I'm a little bit shorter than you are, but hopefully you can make it work. Okay, Saturday's game. Saturday's game was entertaining. Did I watch any of it live? No, because as I mentioned before, I was at the blue and white game. But Saturday's game, an unfamiliar dominance occurred. Domingo Germán threw 7 innings of almost perfect baseball. Domingo Germán was so good that Rocco Baldelli was convinced he had sticky stuff on his fingers. I guess we'll never know if he actually did. He could have been hiding it extremely well. But Domingo Germán, shout out to you, because in the last episode, I was bashing you because you weren't good. It's great to see Domingo Germán shove, because what happened on Thursday, I'm skipping Friday because, well, I'll get to Friday in just a second. It's great to see Domingo Germán shove, because what happened on Thursday was terrible. What happened on Thursday is what Jersey Jerry calls a catastrophe. Johnny Brito, a guy who Yankees fans literally go to bed at night saying, we have the future, Johnny Brito. And then in his third major league start, he gives up 9 runs and can't even get past the first inning. That's all I'm going to say on Thursday. Terrible, terrible, terrible game. Johnny Brito, hopefully he can bounce back. I still have a lot of confidence in the young kid, but terrible Thursday game. That brings us now to Friday, game 2 of this series. I went a little unorthodox here, but Friday, okay, I said Thursday's game was terrible. Friday's game was painful. Nestor Cortez gives you 7 strong innings, and you go to the bullpen, you go to Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes, a guy who every Yankees fan knows he doesn't have command. He can't throw strikes. And Clay Holmes goes in against the beef of the Twins order and blows the game. Yankees get 7 strong innings from Nestor Cortez. Clay Holmes blows the game and the Yankees lose. That is a painful loss. When your starting pitcher gives you 7 strong innings with the lead, and then you have your closer come in and blow it in the 8th, that can't happen. That cannot happen. That was a painful loss. Now, overall in this series, there was some bad with Holmes, with Brito. But I think Yankees fans, at least myself, we kind of come out of this series exactly how we came into it, thinking, well, we got a good team. We got a team that still hasn't lost a series all year. And we got a team that their ace hasn't given up a home run all year, and he's an absolute beast. We got a team that, when they need to win ball games, they win ball games. So they split the series with the Twins. As I just said, they still haven't lost a series. They dropped the first 2. They win the next 2. I'm feeling good about the Yankees. And I think a major reason to that is because I'm feeling good because they lost the first 2 and then bounced back. It would be very different if they won the first 2 and then lost the following. But I'm still feeling good. Vibes are high. And I'm going to say it one more time. Garrett Cole is the best pitcher in Major League Baseball. Yankees continue to get the job done. They continue to win. They have an off day on Monday, and they are back on Tuesday to face the Angels at home. That basically wraps it up with the Yankees. They had good hitting. Rizzo had a good series. And, Saturday and Sunday, they had great pitching, and that really led them to their 2 victories. So, solid split. Twins are a good team. They're not a great team. They're a good team. Solid series. Anytime you face a team 4 times and you get a split, you cannot complain about that. Okay, let's look at the comment section here. Joe Vanacore, my roommate, as I said before, he says he's watching with the boys. The boys, what's up? And then one of my other boys, Andrew Shiaka, big Rangers, Yankees, and Knicks fan, he said, can't talk about the Yankees when America's team, the Knicks, won Game 1 in Cleveland. Ben, how about our favorite player, Brett Beatty, getting the call up? Well, if you want to learn about how to do transitions in sports media, you just get your friends to comment what you're about to talk about next. Andrew, thank you for that transition. America's team, I don't know about that, but it definitely is the team that's getting a lot of buzz right now in the city, just like the Yankees and the Rangers. Not really the Yankees, but mostly the Rangers and the Knicks. Let's talk about what Andrew thinks is America's team, the New York Knicks, and I had it written down in my notes right here. And listen, I said before the series that the Knicks were going to beat the Cavs in 6 games. I said I liked their coaching advantage with Tom Thibodeau, and I overall just liked the Knicks' grit a little bit more. The Knicks I don't know. When I compare the Knicks to the Cavs, the Knicks have like that grittiness and it factor. They have that toughness. And the Cavs, although they probably have the better starting 5 with Garland, Allen, Donovan Mitchell, and the rest of those studs, Mobley, the Knicks, just in my mind, now this could be my New York, Jersey metropolitan area bias and just want to see all teams succeed, but they just kind of have it, and they just kind of know when to win. And listen, that was a massive game 1. Massive game 1. When you're a road team in a playoff series and you could steal game 1, you have the advantage. You have all the advantage, and you put all the pressure on the other team. The Cavs, if they lose game 2 at home, their backs are extremely against the wall. And I point at 2 things for that Knicks victory. 1, the bench scoring. The bench scoring was absolutely fantastic. Josh Hart, the rest of those guys on the bench were awesome. And you compare that to the Cavs bench scoring, Karis LeVert didn't even get 10 points. Karis LeVert is a guy that needs to be a big factor in this series for the Cavs. He didn't even get 10 points. And then you look at the second thing, which is rebounding. And when you out-rebound a team plus 13, you're going to win the basketball game. You're going to win the basketball game. So it's really those 2 things, bench scoring and basically being bigger and stronger, getting those rebounds. That is a big-time win in New York, and I saw those videos after the Knicks won. The game was in Cleveland, but I saw a bunch of videos of crazy New Yorkers on the streets saying, Knicks in 4, Knicks in 4. Knicks are not going to win in 4, but the vibes are high in New York. Great victory for them. And also, you can't talk about that Knicks win without bringing up Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, as each day passes, you look at that signing in the summer and you say that could possibly be one of the greatest free agent signings in New York sports history. Possibly, right? He's, it's still his first year. He hasn't won a championship yet. But as the days go on and he keeps performing like one of the best players in the NBA, you look at that signing and say, wow, what a steal he is. Brunson, insane third quarter, insane closeout to the game. And he matched Donovan Mitchell's, Mitchell got more points, but Brunson had the more important points. And then you also look at Josh Hart. Josh Hart, a guy who they traded for in the middle of the season teammates with Brunson at Villanova. He's the guy who gets the big time eventual, game-winning, game-leading shot there in the final 2 minutes. Great performance from the Knickerbockers. They put all the pressure on the Cavs, and if they could steal game 2 and come home to Madison Square Garden with a 2-0 lead, I say the series is wraps. I really do. I think game 2 is a must-win game for the Cavaliers. Great performance from the Knickerbockers. Okay, the other team in New York, in Brooklyn. 1 second, let me take a sip of water here. Water, you got to make sure to hydrate. You have to make sure to hydrate. I went out last night, not to drink, but I got 3 bottles of Prime. You got to stay hydrated, folks. Okay, the other team in New York, the Brooklyn Nets. I said they were going to lose in 5 games. I think I said it on this show. If I didn't, I said it on Basketball Today Live's TikTok and on their show. Yeah, they're just no match for the Sixers. Now, I'm just going to be honest there. There's not really that much to talk about. Sixers beat them by 20. They might sweep the Nets. I think the Nets are going to get 1, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get swept. Yeah, that was bad. Bad in all facets. I mean, the Sixers, I don't think they're going to be amazing this playoff. I think they're, I don't want to say this because I am friends with a lot of Phillies fans. I don't really care. I think they're another second-round exit. Phillies fans, come after me. I think they're another second-round exit. But then you look again at what happened today in the NBA playoffs. The Bucks lost. The Suns are losing. I believe at the moment they were losing before. So, a kind of a weird day, but I still think the Sixers are second-round exit regardless. Okay. So we spoke about the Yankees, Knicks, and Nets. I didn't speak about the last New York team, and that is the New York Mets. Mets went into that horrible, let me make this very clear, that horrible stadium and environment in Oakland, and they got a series sweep. And as my boy Andrew said, they called up Brett Beatty. Huge call up. I mean, the kid was hitting nukes. You had to call him up. You can't trot out Escobar and not have Beatty. You can't trot out a horrible 6 through 9 lineup on the Mets and not have Beatty on it. So now they got Alvarez and they got Beatty. Mets fans, the vibes are high. What is this? 3 straight series victories, a sweep of the Oakland Athletics. Yes, they were close games, 3-2, 4-3 in extras on Sunday, but it doesn't matter. A win is a win, and they are getting out of that place in Oakland because that place is horrible. So vibes are high on the Mets, vibes are high on the Yankees, vibes are high on the Knicks, and well, as I've said 3 times now, vibes are not high on the Nets, but they got to be proud that they're there. I think that wraps it up for me today. Tomorrow is a massive day. Tomorrow, Monday, depending on you watching the show, it could be whatever day of the week, but Monday is a massive day. Start of the NHL playoffs. I cannot wait. I will do a show tomorrow talking all about the Rangers, Islanders, and Devils, talking all about my playoff bracket. But as a Devils fan, speaking right now to Rangers fans, it's on. It's on. It's wartime. Okay? I made a contract with one of my good friends, Ethan. We're not talking. My girlfriend and her family, they're Rangers fans. We're talking, but it's on. The time has come. The best playoffs in all of sports is here. And tomorrow I talk about it. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Special shout out to my boys, Joe, Nate. Who else is there? Justin, Chase, every one of you. Thank you. And if you just listen to this on YouTube or podcasts or whatever, when it's not live, thank you very much. Make sure to follow me. I spoke about my Instagram earlier, so I'm not going to bring it up now. But make sure to follow me both on Twitter at BenWashman4 and on TikTok at Ben the Sports Guy. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing night. And tomorrow, on Monday, I will speak about the NHL playoffs. See you then.